get your prospects and customers to electronically sign in before you work with them by creating a 5-star sign-in strategy. So let's take a look at how a sign-in strategy would look in your business. So step one, you would simply have an iPad or a tablet for someone to sign in when a customer comes into the office. Now, if you don't meet with customers in an office and you go out to them regularly, you can simply have an iPad or on your phone, have that sign-in form. Before you begin the consult, before you begin the work, you can simply ask them to sign in first. When they sign in, instantly you'll be notified with an email that that person is actually signed in, which works fantastic for people that are out in the field, so that those that are in the office know what exactly the technicians or the salespeople are doing and when they actually show up for their appointments. On top of that, in-house this works brilliantly as well, because a lot of administrators sit behind a desk where they ask people that come into the office to sign in. And so instead of having to check the clipboard every few minutes, they can easily be notified at their computer and stay focused on work. Now, when they focus on work, they can get more done, but more importantly, when they click on that link, a virtual clipboard will show up for them where they can easily see if they got reviews from that customer, export that list and import it into another program so they don't have to transcribe someone writing on a clipboard in their sloppy handwriting. They can track when that person came in. They can check off and know that that person already met with the person or got an appointment or already finished their appointment, and they can manage all their contacts inside their virtual clipboard CRM. But more importantly, the customer experience is where you're going to get amazing feedback. So this works with both Apple and Android. And so your customer or client would sign in. Then a few hours later, they would receive a text message asking them to leave feedback about their experience. Then when they click the link, they would receive a very small mobile optimized page that says, hey, would you recommend us? Yes or no? If they say no, we would take them to a negative feedback page that we would customize with 3 very important questions. 1, what went wrong? 2, who was involved? And 3, how can we make it right? And those are 3 powerful questions that can turn any negative situation into a positive experience. And so by having them sign in and following up with them, you're getting instant feedback from your customers. More importantly, when they say, yes, I would recommend you, they instantly get a choice between the most popular directories that you want them to leave a review on. And what we've done is we built proprietary technology that when they click on Yelp or Yahoo or Google, we first see if they're already logged in. Because if they're already logged in, we can take them to the direct place where they need to leave a review. So they don't have to go to the website, do a search for your company, click on a link, then click on a review us to get an area to leave a review. We can take them right there. So literally they're only 2 clicks away on their mobile phone from leaving you a review. The second thing is that if they're not logged in, we look at their phone and we have a proprietary technology that sees what apps they have on their phone. And if they have a Yelp app or a Yahoo app or a Google app, we'll take them right to the app where they can sign in or where they can actually leave that review. Now, the most powerful thing about these 2 steps is when you leave a review from a mobile phone, it's almost guaranteed to immediately show up and stay. Because Yelp and Google and all these sites know that when someone leaves a mobile phone review, it's from their phone typically, as opposed to a desktop where they could be on almost any computer. And then third step is, if they're not signed in, not an app, then we send them to the page where they can log in if they have a username and password or create an account. So the power of this strategy allows them to be only 2 to 3 clicks away from leaving you feedback. Now, I want to do a case study that shows you the incredible analytics that we personally develop for every single one of our clients. And you can see here we have 2 different strategies. One on the left is an email campaign right is a mobile campaign. And through just a few beta tests, we were able to get on autopilot without any extra work from our customers or our clients, 8 online reviews in 7 days via both email and text messaging campaigns. So you can see that we just don't put a process together. We actually get very detailed in exactly when they opened, if they clicked, if they left a review, and what review they actually left it on. I want to go into some analytics to show you even greater detail about how powerful this process is, that every single person, customer, prospect that you work with, if you create a sign-in campaign, how easy it's going to be to get instant feedback and build a list. So what we found is that over 2,563 people that actually signed in, 1,292 people clicked to give feedback. That's almost 50%. It's astonishing. The secret is 90% of them were asked to leave feedback within 2 to 3 hours of experiencing the service or product. And so the problem is that with most systems, they expect you to get an email list and then upload the email list and then email out. And we're all so busy in our businesses that we probably don't have the time to do that every single day. So what happens is the best companies, even the top companies, will take their list at the end of the week and then email out the customers 2, 3, 4, 5 days after they've experienced. Some even just do it once a month. The key to getting great feedback and building your reputation and separating yourself as a market leader from everyone else is to ask them within hours of them experiencing your products or services. So what we found is that we send them a campaign of text, not just one. And we found that 710 out of the 1,200, almost 54% click on the first text we send them. But this is the power of great follow-up. The second text we send them, 26% click on the link to leave feedback. And the third text, 19%, over 200 people. So just imagine if you would build a system like this, but only send out one text. You'd be missing out on almost 50% of all the opportunity you have to get 5-star reviews and feedback from customers. Now, the next step I want to talk about in the sign-in form is what directories are the most popular. When given the choice between Google, Yelp, and Facebook, Google went out over 67% of the time, Yelp 19%, and Facebook 14%. And we've all heard of really big horror stories with Yelp, that people need to get more reviews on Yelp, as well with Google. Well, it seems that with this strategy, Google takes care of itself pretty easily. So that's why we created a proprietary technology called our Smart App Strategy. And what happens is instead of someone getting a choice of what directory they want to choose, and potentially choosing Google and not Yelp, what happens is when they say yes, they'd like to recommend us, we can set the priority of them actually going to a directory. So if you like to get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reviews on Yelp, that won't be a problem. We'll make Yelp the priority, and when they click recommend us, we'll search for the app on their phone. If they have the Yelp app, we'll send them to Yelp right away. If they don't have Yelp on their phone and they have Google, then we'll send them to Google. So what we have the ability to do is program the ability for you as the customer to set the priority of where you want your reviews going. And this is literally changing the entire landscape of reputation. So the most powerful part about all this is the sign-in form strategy has all kinds of ways that you can use it in a business. One, as we mentioned, it can easily replace the clipboard in sign-in form. So there are millions of companies right now that are using a 1974 way of signing in where someone comes in and they fill out a clipboard and kind of leave it up to the administrator to try to translate their cursive or chicken scratch. And it really gets frustrating for businesses. But what a bad way to bring consumers in and be able to clearly ask them questions, and then more importantly, have the data correct and information correct. So now you can also use a sign-in form for ways to build a list, like replacing a fishbowl, or where people put in business cards, ask them to sign in. You can also use a sign-out form. There are lots of businesses that have people come in, but have a few minutes when they sign out. For instance, gyms. People come in, they don't really sign in, but when they're done, they can sign out. You can also use it as on-site service sign-in. So if an AC contractor or plumber shows up to a home, you can ask them to sign in before the work begins. And 3 or 4 hours later, they'll receive feedback so you can know as a business owner exactly the great customer service that you're giving. It's an unparalleled, completely transparent look at how you're growing your business and the great work that you're doing. Sales accountability strategy. So your salespeople there in the field or in the office or in the showroom, have them sign someone in before they start. You not only get all their information, be able to build that list, but also be able to follow up and see how the salesperson did. A VIP sign-up form. You need a registration form for sign-in for trade shows or meetings or shows. It's also a powerful list-building strategy. Above all else, the most powerful thing you can do in your business is to make sure you're building a list. And most of us have a list of phone numbers from our clients, but sometimes we don't have the right email from our clients as well. And also an enter to win contest. We're finding this a very powerful strategy where once a month a business will give something of value as a client appreciation. But the incentive is for that consumer to sign in. And when they sign in, you'll be getting feedback just a few hours later. So you want to build your business and reputation, and you want to build your business up to 19% simply by asking your customers one simple question. Will you sign in, please?